Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Vancity Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay, Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Monday night, November the 25th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I'm in a really good mood. I hope you are as well. For those of you that were at Canucks After Dark with Parker and me just now, thank you. It was a great show, a big show. And we realized, we chatted for a few minutes after the show. It's actually neither of our Wi-Fi connections are the problem, because I'm hardwired and he's got good Wi-Fi for work. It's a StreamYard issue, and I'm not throwing StreamYard under the bus, but definitely is a StreamYard issue, because once in a while, whether it's together or on my shows, I do know there's a part in the show, usually around the 30 to 40 minute mark, where I end up looking like a potato, and it's something in StreamYard's back end, not my computer, not Parker's computer. I'm not making excuses. This is Parker is way more techie than me. And he says the fact that I'm hardwired and I don't have any issues on any of my other streaming platforms like OBS or Teams or email or whatever, that it might be a StreamYard thing. That's all. Okay, that's all. Just want to share that real quickly. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, as legends, Hall of Fame franchise members, thank you for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether by beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or better, all three. But the fact, Jacob's such a good son. He bought me the chocolate bar that I was craving. Whether you're getting ready for work, school, or better, all three, the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you. And I never, ever take you for granted. So you can get involved by subscribing to the channel, get active in the chat section. You can like the video. There are 53 watching on YouTube, another 30 watching on X. Thank you. Make sure you like the video, like the fact that we are together, like the fact that Canucks beat the Ottawa Senators, like the fact that Brock Boeser and Thatcher Demko are nearing a return. I'll get to that in a second. I like the fact that we are hanging out as part of the best Canucks community here on YouTube. You can leave a donation. Get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message, your Triple M. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. So okay, let me do this. I try and make Monday's show different than Canucks After Dark. So I'm not going to review the Ottawa game. I already did that last night. And I'm not going to necessarily preview the whole road trip. That's a Canucks After Dark thing. But I will talk about Canucks practice and what we can expect about Boeser and Demko. But I promised on that stream that I would address what one of the members said in the chat. And I can name him right now. It's Timmy Canuck. And Timmy Canuck mentioned his thoughts on JT Miller back last week, and it ruffled a few feathers. But I would say that Timmy Canuck didn't say anything, that was inappropriate or offensive. You guys know that if it's sexist, racist, homophobic, ableist, or simply outright mean, yeah, those are inappropriate. But people are allowed to express opinions. People are allowed to speculate. You might not like that speculation. You might not agree with that speculation. But the whole point of a channel like this is so we can discuss. I can react. The cool thing is, it's my channel. So I choose what I can address or what I want to address and what I don't want to address. And I would say lovingly to anyone who's out there who cannot handle that speculation, that discussion, or people, quite frankly, just annoy you in the chat, that's fine too. You have that right as well. But you can simply block people. You can ignore people. And of course, if you block people, you won't see their chat, their messages. I'm not talking about Timmy Canuck in particular. I'm talking about anyone that anyone might get annoyed by. Okay, so I throw that out there. You guys, for the most part, are mature adults, and I trust my moderators, and the moderators were good. They didn't delete any of anyone's messages last week because it was good discussion. It might not be the most comfortable discussion. It might not be anything, something that everyone agrees with, but people are allowed to say what they want in the chat, and I'm trying and keep that kind of open. And I hope that makes sense. Okay. So I'll just say this, and I'm not going to use names of players because I don't want to get in trouble, and just in case, I just want to protect myself a little bit. But Timmy Canuck said a couple things in the Canucks After Dark chat that if you put 2 and 2 together, you could probably you might figure out what Timmy Canuck was alluding to. He doesn't say it's fact, but he did say, just like he said last week, that he's well connected in the West Van community. So that's what I'm kind of reiterating what Timmy Canuck said. What I will say, Timmy Canuck, I'll address you directly. What I will say is what you inferred in the Canucks After Dark chat. I'll say this: you are not the first person I've heard that from. So that's all I'm going to say. And if Timmy Canuck, I would suggest that you shouldn't say more in the chat, but I'll leave that with you. But I won't address that situation anymore, aside from the fact that I'm acknowledging that I'd not a source, but I'd heard that from someone else as well. And that's all I'm going to say. So Timmy Canuck, I'm speaking to you directly, and I would ask that out of respect, we don't go too much more. Well, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. But I want to address you directly. And I didn't think Canucks After Dark was the appropriate place to do it. But I'm not at all saying it's true. I'm not at all saying that I believe it. But I'm just acknowledging that I'm not going to add to the speculation. But I guess I kind of am by being honest and saying that's not the first that I heard of it. Okay, Timmy, does that make sense? Yeah. No, and I'm not taking sides. I'm just Timmy. I just, out of respect for you and the community, I'm just acknowledging that that what you said. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying I believe it, but I am saying that it's not the first that I've heard it. Now everyone's saying, "Well, what the heck? What the heck?" You have to go to the Canucks After Dark chat to figure it out. Skytrain Alfred gets us going with the first. The first monthly membership message. Skytrain Alfred, a member for 30 months. Big 3-0. Best, in terms of month, Boeser coming back, looking forward. So thank you, Skytrain Alfred, for using your monthly membership message. Let's talk about what's happening on the ice right now. Brock Boeser was wearing a regular practice jersey today. Now, because, and I mentioned this in my video from earlier today, because there's the three guys that usually tweet out forward lines and deep pairings are Brendan Batchelor, Thomas Drance, and Jeff Patterson. They often race to do it, but those are usually on home games because those guys they sometimes go on the road, but they don't always go on the road, especially a long 6-game road trip. So the guys that are covering the team on the road are Dan Murphy and Ian McIntyre, but those two guys and Ben Kuzma, but those three guys generally aren't racing to tweet out line combinations. But what we understand from today is that Brock Boeser was skating with Danton Heinen and Teddy Bluger on, you could say, the Canucks' second or third line, because then there's Suter, Garland, and Joshua, and that means the top line of Pettersson, DeBrusk, and Kiefer Sherwood stayed together. And that would make sense right now. Obviously, they're coming off a combined 7-point game. DeBrusk had 3 points, Pettersson had 2, Sherwood had 2, and they're playing very well. I'm not saying that Sherwood is the long-term solution on Pettersson's right wing, but right now they are playing well. And if you are going to monitor Brock's minutes a little bit, if he does play tomorrow, which I think he will, then maybe you ramp him up to top line minutes in a couple games or so. So my guess, if Brock plays, it's Pettersson, DeBrusk, Sherwood, Suter, Garland, Joshua, Bluger with Boeser and Heinen. That means Boeser takes Höglander's spot. So then on your fourth line, you got to pick 3 from these 4 guys: Höglander, Ratu, Sasson, and Baines. I would sit Baines because I think you need Ratu as a center, and then Sasson, you just brought him up. You want to keep him playing. And I think Höglander still brings more to the table than Arshdeep Baines. So that's what the forwards look like. The good news, Brock Boeser sounds like he will be playing tomorrow night, as long as he wakes up, pain-free, symptom-free, all those good things. On D, Hughes only played like 5 minutes on Saturday night. We've talked about that endlessly, although I'll add one more thing to it. So I expect it to be Hughes Hronek. Do you go back to Brandstrom Myers, which is what you tried to start the game with, but of course they had to switch all their pairings, and then after Hughes got kicked out, and then do you try Susie Juleson? Do you try Susie Desharnais, or do you try and work Derek Forbort in? So it will be fascinating to see what the Canucks do with their bottom 4 defensemen, but expect Hughes and Hronek to line up. And I do think, if I had to guess, I think you play Lankinen tomorrow against Boston. You play Shilovs on Wednesday against Pittsburgh, the weaker team, and Lankinen coming off a win against Ottawa. And then you work Demko in on Friday against, is it Buffalo or Detroit? Against Buffalo? Or do you wait until Sunday, Detroit, or maybe he's not ready yet? Or is it Tuesday against Minnesota, which would be quite a tough game for Demko to return? But then you're back home on Friday the 6th against Columbus. So a lot of opportunities for Demko to rejoin the team. I do think it'll be on that Sunday game against Detroit or the Tuesday game against Minnesota. But before that, I think you go Lankinen Tuesday, Shilovs Wednesday, and then probably Lankinen on Friday. And then we see what happens from there. Want to talk about Quinn Hughes very quickly. And I made this point in my vlog today. There was a tweet from either Dan Murphy or Ian McIntyre that's saying that Quinn Hughes and Josh Norris, they're buddies. Obviously, they're college roommates. Obviously, Quinn Hughes wouldn't be trying to hurt Josh Norris. It was just unfortunate. He caught him with enough force to knock him down, and the way Josh Norris fell down and where he was, he smashed his face. I don't know why I'm laughing. He smashed his face against the dasher, therefore the blood, therefore the game misconduct. So there was a tweet out there that Hughes and Norris apologized to each other. Of course, it makes sense that Hughes apologizes, especially if they're friends. Sorry, man. Didn't mean to hit you there. Didn't mean to make you fall. Didn't mean to make you bleed. Unfortunate. My bad. Apologize. Of course, he can say that apology knowing he was going to do it anyways, but it's nice that he didn't get fined, didn't get suspended, and the Canucks won the game. But the fact that Norris apologized back to Hughes, then it's kind of like what did he say? I'm sorry that you got kicked out of the game. Because if that's the case, then he's basically admitting that it shouldn't have been a 5. Well, he's kind of admitting it shouldn't be a 5 in a game. And I'm not saying that Norris embellished or anything like that. No, I don't think anyone tries to intentionally make themselves bleed and smash their face against the boards. But Norris probably didn't think, as a competitor, as a hockey player, he probably didn't think that it warranted Quinn Hughes getting kicked out of the game. So the fact that he had to apologize to Hughes kind of tells me a little bit, that there's some what do you call it? Awareness of the situation as well. So just some thoughts from Canucks practice today. I can't wait for the game against Boston. I'm not sure how I'm going to watch it. I think I'm at work till 4 and I got bowling at 7. So maybe I can catch the end of the game, or at least the second and the third period. Who knows? And then I'll do my show at 11 p.m. So let's get into my mid-show sponsor. We're not going to go too long tonight, guys. Maybe another 15, 20 minutes. It's always tough doing the double-decker after Canucks After Dark, especially on a non-Canucks game night. But I'm sure, as always, we will find stuff to talk about. So we start off my mid-show sponsor read by starting off by thanking our primary sponsor. And I know he's in the chat tonight doing his usual thing. We thank Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the Greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thank you also to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. Sign up for a free 5-day workout at coachpatrickliu.com/clay. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of that final artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay. and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. You can also purchase Canuck Clay merch at canuckclay.threadless.com. You can also support me in these ways. Subscribe to the channel so you get active in the chat section. Like the video. We're now only 19 likes. Well, there's 8 of you watching, so we need more people to hit the like button. Like the fact that we're hanging out tonight, and there's 150 of you in here, 80 on YouTube and another 75 on X. You can leave a donation. Will you be the first to get the donation train out of the station tonight? You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Also, don't forget my couple other announcements. This Sunday night will be my next group Zoom call. So that's for Legends and Hall of Fame members. That will be at 8:30 p.m. this Sunday. And then don't forget that my shows this week. Tomorrow night at 11 will be a later post-game show. Wednesday night at 11 will be also a late post-game show. And then members only live stream on Thursday night. So that's how we line up for the rest of the week. Let's give some love to Coach Rob. Thank you, Coach Rob, for being a member for 45 months. That's coming up on 4 years. And yes, I'm aware that it is Shannon's 3-year work anniversary at Walmart tomorrow. So congratulations, Shannon, on those 3 years. Thank you, Rob, for being such a good friend to Shannon and hyping her up. And let's give some love to both Coach Rob and Shannon in the chat. Rob for using his monthly membership message, and Shannon for making it to 3 years as the #1 Walmart greeter in Western Canada. Awesome, awesome stuff. Okay, let's get to your questions, and we will go from there. And remember, I'm not going to address what I've already addressed, so I will skip over those questions. Which Canuck player would make a good NFL player, and what position? Well, it depends what you want. I think someone like Miller or Hughes would be an excellent quarterback because how well they think the game. I could see Joshua being a good tight end, and I could see Sherwood being a good scat back or a halfback. Let's go with those guys for now. Why is yesterday's live chat replay unavailable? Oh, Flair, I had to edit out. For those of you that were on my show last night, remember I was talking about playing Doodle Hockey's Benny Hill music to I was talking about playing Doodle Hockey's video that he put on X of the Canucks killing off that minute 50 delayed penalty, or at least keep away. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to play it on the stream because then I'll get copyrighted. And then people were like, no, you won't get copyrighted because it's a reaction video. Guess what? I got copyrighted. So I had to remove that from my video. And maybe that's why the live chat then disappeared as well. Do you think we can win a Game 7 playoff game this year? I sure hope so. I know we beat Nashville in 6, and then we lost to Edmonton 7. We haven't won one since 2011. You're right, because 2012, we got bounced in the first round. 2013, we got bounced in the first round. 2015, we got bounced in the first round. Then we beat Minnesota in 3 or whatever, 4. It was weird. Or play-in series, whatever. And then we beat St. Louis. Was it in 5 or 6? And then we lost to Vegas and stuff. Good point, Alfred. And then we beat Nashville in 6, lost to Edmonton in 7. Maybe we're not good with Game 7s. Yeah, I heard them talking about Jacob Trouba on the radio, that maybe him and Chris Kreider might be on their way out, or at least open to a trade, but maybe not midseason, maybe at the end of the season. Who knows? Who knows? A lot of speculation for sure. Garland has a QB. That's good. The small little trade between Pittsburgh and Nashville. Thank you, Simon, for asking. It is exactly what you said. It's very small. Tomasino for a 4th rounder, right? So nothing. It's a nothing trade. It's a nothing burger. Juracek, it really depends. It really depends on what the asking price is. It's probably going to be pretty high, given that it's weird, right? And I talked about this last night. It's not going to be that high because he hasn't really proved anything, but it's going to be that high because you're paying for potential. Would I want a right side of Hronek your chicken Verlander on for years to come, sure, sign me up for that. But it depends on what we have to give up to get him. Score tomorrow? Come on. Are you telling someone to score tomorrow? Or are you asking me for the score? I say we beat Boston 5-2. We beat Boston 5-2. Do I see any Penguins coming our way? No, as much as there's so many Marcus Pettersson's articles out there or whatever, I'm sure there are other teams going to be interested in him as well. Of course, I can't ignore the history between the Canucks and the Penguins, in particular, Jim Rutherford, Patrick Allvin, and the fact that we have so many ex-Penguins on. I don't know. There's just no one really that really tickles my fancy, if I could use that term. Frustrating that Canucks aren't dominating like last year. Other teams are firing coaches and trading players away. Yeah, the Canucks are doing fine. We are 6-5-2 in game 7s. Those 2 games were OT loss. Yikes. Okay, you like 5-2? All right. Yes. Hey, Dio Fiasco. I think someone in my stream said they had tendonitis and it takes a while. It takes a while, but I definitely think he's playing with less hesitancy. He's been faster on the puck. Yeah, I think he's back. I do. And I think it's great. Yeah, Victor, that's the first time I've ever said nothing burger. That's the first time I've ever said it. And I don't know where it comes from. That's kind of silly, but I kind of like it. The team was super healthy last year, then ran out of steam in the playoffs. This year we get hurt now, but come back stronger late. I like that, AJ. I like that outlook for sure. Colin thinks we might get Pettersson soon. Arshdeep Baines over under 150 career NHL games. I'm going to go under, and that's not me being a jerk. I want him to see. I want all our players to do well, but I haven't seen anything right now, to be honest with you, Timmy, that tells me that screams regular. Now, 150 games is still fine, but I could see him playing 20 or 30 games a year for 5 years. I don't know. Is that mean of me to say? Was Vigneault the longest tenured Canucks coach? I have to look that up. I don't know how long Quinn was here. I'd have to look that up, Fangirl. I don't know for sure. Ottawa did beat Calgary, which is great. Vegas won, but LA lost to San Jose, which was great as well. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to go through the scores, but I won't now. But in the Pacific Division, well, not Pacific, but 8-2. Tampa beats Colorado. Crazy. In the Pacific Division, yes, Vegas beat the Flyers 5-4. Flames lost to Ottawa 4-3. And Kraken beat the Ducks 3-2. And Sharks beat the Kings 7-2. So everyone played in the Pacific except Vancouver and Edmonton. Pat Quinn was the longest. Thank you. If Miller is gone for an extended period of time, how does he adjust philosophy, targets, way of coaching and systems? Well, I don't know how much you change your system or philosophy, but obviously, not rocket science here. You need guys that like PD to step up, especially centers who are going to take a lot of those responsibilities. AV's not coaching, is he? Someone tell me. I think Ratu's been good. Not great, but he's been good. Once in a while, defensive laps, but he's winning a majority of draws. I think he's been fine for a fourth line center. You're right. Quinn was flip-flopping between coaching and GM. That is true. Hey, John. Nice to see you. Hoggy and Desharnais or FORBORT and a first for a right shot top for Hoggy, Desharnais or FORBORT and a first. That's a lot. Like Desharnais, FORBORT, whatever. Hoggy, potential, and a first. Game day routine. You drive or sky training the game, go out for dinner, eat at home. Great questions, Timmy. If it's a work day, if it's someone from the family, I will usually get them to get to my office, either train or close to my office or SkyTrain to King Ed Station. Then I'll pick them up. We'll go downtown, get downtown by 6:30. Do a couple connections I have. I park for free, which is great. I also sometimes eat for free at the game. So I'll see who I need to see. And then I'm usually in my seat by 7. I'll usually wolf down the food earlier. And then I'll meet people during the first intermission of the game outside of section 316. If it's a weekend game and it starts at 7, I'll usually leave Richmond by 5:30 to get to downtown between 6 and 6:15. I'm always driving in the game because of my parking situation. Hughes has a goal assist and now an ejection. When is he dropping the gloves? I do not want him punching, wrecking his hands, or taking punches to the face. Ratu surpassed Aman. I believe so. I believe so. The hockey team who would be a good fit to play baseball. I'm not sure what you're asking. And I only do one question a night on which Canucks would be better in another play in another sport. We'll just do one. Yes, top right four shot DR are expensive. I agree with that for sure. Can I link Doodle Hockey's Twitter? Give me a sec. Yeah, that's true. I can put it in the chat and then you guys can go find it yourself. I can actually do the tweet. Let me see. Yeah, and then I can't get copyrighted. Let me see. Almost there. Here it is. So how do I share this? I got to click on it and I share copy link. Okay, I just put it in the chat. There's Doodle Hockey's his video on the Canucks playing keep away from the Ottawa Senators. I'd rather trade for Byram than Marcus Pettersson. Professional giggler after seeing Fiddler mock BX said that was pretty funny. Hey, Tommy, kind of random, but Quinn Hughes is absolutely amazing. We'll lead the Canucks to a Stanley Cup one day. I like that. But yeah, Matthew, they obviously had to flesh out the card. They don't excite me, although I think Kaiser, it'd be nice to see Breaker and Kaiser live for sure. And then the other one, yeah, I like Shinsuke. I don't think he's going to beat LA Knight, but it'd be cool to see Shinsuke live. So I'm okay with them. 5-2 Canucks. And DeBrusk scores first, fittingly against his former team. Do I think it's necessary to play both anthems? Necessary is an interesting word. I don't mind it, Timmy. I don't mind it because, as you know, I think, I'm really good friends with Maria Huey and I like music, so I don't mind it. I don't know. I've never bought a beer. Is it upwards of 15, 20? Someone who bought beer, let Steel Dog know. I don't know how expensive beers are. Every Kamloops home game, that was nuts. Waking up early, get on the road. Longest one I did was a drive to Brandon. Wow. Oh, sorry. Every Kamloops home and away game. Okay, that is very impressive. That is very impressive, Blazers fan. That is awesome. That is amazing. AV, longest tenure head coach. Quinn was on and off. Thank you for that. Hey, Jessica. Do I think Hoggy is going to get traded? I don't. No, I don't think the Canucks are going to make a trade right now. I think they're doing quite well to hold their head above water without Boeser, Demko, Miller. So I don't think they're going to make a trade yet. And I don't mind Trouba. Like, if you're talking about Trouba himself, I think he's overpaid. Do we need a guy? He's kind of dirty, but he's kind of, sturdy back there. I wouldn't mind it, but I don't. I'd rather have actually a stay-at-home guy who's not as prone to dirty hits and makes a little less money for sure. Yeah, I think if the proper trade comes across, Harry, they will, and I'm sure they're looking, but I just don't know how soon that's going to happen, to be honest with you. It's so tough to say, right? With all these young guys, Timmy, Gaudette, he's had a great start of the year, but is he much better than the guys we have right now? Maybe he'd be a good fourth line center. I don't know, but I don't think they regret, to be honest with you. Oh, Mark Crawford also coached 7. Thanks, Ryan. That's good. No, I don't buy WWE merch. I'm sure it's very, very overpriced. I'd rather buy Canuck Clay merch. Should I wear my Canuck? No, what am I talking about? I'm not going to wear a Canuck Clay jersey to the Survivor Series. Kamloops to St. John, New Brunswick for the Memorial Cup. How many days you do that in, Blazers fan? That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I've met some wrestlers. It was here's a good story for you, J Kid. It was Valentine's night. There was a SmackDown house show or taping. I'm not sure. But it was Valentine's, and it was Curtis Axel, Heath Slater. I have a picture, and I can't remember. And one other guy, and I took a picture with them at Matsuyama Japanese restaurant in Richmond. So that was meeting some WWE wrestlers, which is pretty cool. I think the bad guys, the heels, are going to win, Colin, due to some chicanery, either by Punk, Reigns, or Heyman. Who do you decide to bring the game, and how do you decide to bring a person to the hockey game? Well, I usually start with my family, especially Gail, or she'll shoot me, and then sometimes Sean has his own tickets. But I always start with any of my 4 family members. Then I kind of expand from there. Lucas and Andrew get to go to the game with me because they are legends and they've earned that, so to speak. Once in a while, I'll bring a coworker or a friend, but generally I go with family. Yes, of course, they play. If it's an all-Canadian matchup or all-American matchup, then it's only one anthem. $20 for beer now. Crazy. Any radio station in Vancouver that play Christmas song to the holiday? Yeah, I thought there was one that started already, but I'm not sure which one it is. There we go. 103.5 and 104.3. Thank you. Toffoli, McCann, Pearson. Yeah, it's so tough to say when you trade them away. AV 540, Crawford 529. Thank you, Ryan. I think Boeser will resign. I think the number is going to start be in the high 7s or the low 8s. Sounds like a lot, but if he's a really good goal scorer and the cap continues to go up, I'm okay with that. No, I don't know about the Baker Mayfield story. That sounds crazy. How many jerseys you carrying these days? Ones that I actually wear. No, let's say recent ones. I have Hughes in black, Pedersen, Boeser, black Canuck clay, blue plain, white plain. So probably 6 that I'll still wear or rotate. And then I have a bunch of older ones like David Booth, Daniel Sedin, Henrik Sedin, Roberto Luongo. Did I say David Booth? I did. So I probably have about 11 or 12, but maybe only 3 or 4 that I wear often. Harry, I was just at Cora last Friday. I love it. I don't mind White Spot. I like the Dutch. I like a lot of places. A week, but shorter. Very good. I'm glad you made it safely. I think Punk betrays Roman, and then Heyman joins Solo as his wise man. And Punk, Roman at Elimination Chamber. Okay. I have time for that. I do not think he's going to retire. I think he still wants to make a go of it. And if that's his livelihood, he's going to want to make more money for sure. Losing McCann hurt. I agree. He turned out to be well. Do I think Stratton cashed in? I would love to see that. Hope the bloodline win. Friday Punk is going to chat with Roman. Yes, I saw that too. Colin says we resigned Demko. Oh, sorry. When I saw resign, I thought you meant resign. Sorry. So whoever asked that about Demko, I apologize that I did not answer that properly. But my point is, I do think here, after Demko's contract is done, do you resign? I'm sorry, Adam. I thought you meant do you resign? I think you still do. But his injuries may hurt his contract worth, but I still think he can be a top 3 goaltender. He was Norris. He was the Vezina runner-up last year. Who do you respect the most in this market? What media? Timmy, that's a great question, and I will answer it for sure. And I can't worry about hurting people's feelings. Patrick Johnston has always made a lot of time for me, and we text often, and I trust him a lot. Rob Williams has always been good to me. I used to write actually for Daily Hive when it was Van City Buzz. Rick Dollywall, always good to me as well, even though he doesn't know how to work a video phone, like as you saw in my 24-hour live stream. And I'd say Matt Sakaris. I know not everyone likes Matt Sakaris, but he has always been great to me as well. And these are guys that I text with, I talk to. Others I don't know as well, but who have been nothing short of very respectful, especially those that come on my show. Dan Murphy, Don Taylor, Jeff Patterson, Thomas Drance, Sat Shaw, Brendan Batchelor. So it sounds like I'm showing off, but I've been blessed to interview a lot of these people for sure. When it comes to actual info, I really respect Rick Dollywall and Elliot Friedman nationally. When it comes to just making time for me and answering tweets or reaching out, answering texts, I'd say Patrick Johnson and Rick Dollywall are among the best. Good question. There is Black Friday. Yet it's happening this week already. Yeah, I think there's going to be a turn at the end of the Bloodline match for sure. I do not see Crosby being traded. We are indeed all Canucks. It sounds like, Jessica, that Boeser is indeed playing with Heinen and Bluger. Yes, Bissonnette got into a fight. Yet he did a 2-minute video about it today. Going to talk about it on Spit Chicklets that come out tomorrow, and he's going to be on TV on Friday. So he's a beast if he took down 6 guys. 2010-11 was my first year, so 14 years now, Steel Dog. Yeah, I respect Sad as well. Oh, I think I saw the first part of your question. Winter, tropical. I would escape to Hawaii. I love Hawaii. I've been there a few times. Do I think Demko is more injury prone than Dan Cloutier? Seems like it right now, or at least it's very close. Beef sashimi and appetizer salmon. Beef sashimi, sukiyaki, udon, salmon, tuna sashimi, or spicy crunch roll. Any of those things for sure. Yeah, I think I said Murphy in there eventually. Hey, Murray, nice to see you for sure. Yeah, you know me, Jason Lim. Would I move Lekkerimaki for Yurchik or Byram? Yes, I would. Would Crosby accept a cut to stay in Pittsburgh? He already has. Yes, as Fasco said. Dollywall and Don Taylor are great, but Ryan Henderson needs his mic off. I don't know. I think he's fine. Oh, sorry. I thought this said Hoglander for Yurchik or Byram. Lekkerimaki? No, I don't know if I would. I think about it for sure. I thought it said Hoglander. My bad. If someone hit PD like Hughes hit the Sens player, would there be a different narrative? It's easy for me to say I would like to think we would all have cool heads. Timmy and cool heads would prevail and we'd be able to discern properly. But no, I think the fact that PD was bleeding, I think this fan base would go nuts. You know that too. Would I ever go to Taylor Swift concert? Not on my own volition, but if I was accompanying my wife or my daughter, sure. Could you see Quinn joining his brothers in New Jersey? I think you can never say never. I'm sure it would be a dream to play together, whether it's here, there, or somewhere else. But I think Vancouver is going to make him an offer in his next contract that he can't refuse. Yes, I would love to go back to Japan. Haven't been there since 1989. I can't remember what playoff game was my first, to be honest with you. Favorite hockey night in Canada broadcaster? I do like Chris Cuthbert. I liked him when he covered football. I think he's great. But I really like Jim Houston. Shorty never did hockey night, right? So I thought Jim Houston was really good. What's the most I paid for a Canucks ticket? Yeah, I never really bought when they weren't my seasons. So yeah, the most would be paying to sit in a suite somewhere, or not a suite, but like Encore or something. So maybe a couple $100, but very rarely more than that. Yeah. Jim Houston is good. DeBrusk, Sherwood, PD, West Coast 2.0. I wouldn't go there just yet. Okay, friends, it is 5-12. I am going to wrap up there. Gonna throw out last one. I'll say to Harry, how confident are you in the Canucks so far this season? I think given all that they're going through, I'm still confident in them. All right, I'm going to challenge you guys or invite you guys, as this might sound greedy, but I'm going to see if I can get one donation before the stream ends. I'll leave that up to you, though. It doesn't mark my worth or the worth of this community, but if you want to get the donation train out of the station right before I shut it down, you are more than welcome to do so. In the meantime, thank you for being here. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, legends, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support. And to everyone else, thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Correct me if I'm wrong, did I make it through a whole show without me turning into a potato? I don't think we had any issues with my stream tonight. Let me know. Let me know in the chat, because I think if that's indeed the case, we should celebrate that I did not become a potato at any time in this stream. And Skytrain Alfred answers the challenge. A late $2 donation from Skytrain Alfred. Thank you. I appreciate that. The donation train does get out of the station, even if it's going to return pretty quick. But I appreciate you, Alfred. So let's give some love to Alfred in the chat. Let's also give some love to Alfred, who also uses 30-month membership message, and Coach Rob, who used his 45-month membership message. I appreciate you guys being members for so long. And Alfred, I appreciate the late donation. Thank you to my sponsors, Advanced City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And thanks to all of you for watching, for liking, and subscribing. You can do all those things on the way out, including leaving a late donation. And don't forget to rate this bad joke out of 10. Got a show tomorrow night at 10 p.m. It will be a later Canucks versus Bruins post-game live stream. I'm predicting 5-2. Did I say 5-2 or 5-1? I think I said 5-2 for the Canucks, with Jake DeBrusk scoring against his former team. All right, friends. No Viper is one donation to membership messages, but thanks for trying to keep track. Okay, friends, you guys are awesome. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. I got to tell you, before Canucks After Dark tonight, I actually burnt 2,500 calories in just 20 minutes. Yes, 2,500 calories in just 20 minutes because I forgot to take the brownies out of the oven. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.